My bad, y'all. The camera had cut off because it was talking about some insufficient space or whatever. So I had to manage my space. No, I no longer needed certain videos that was on this camera because they were already uploaded. And if I want to download them back just to have for myself personally, I definitely can, or whatever the case is. And the box that I use for space is used for my music and stuff. I don't use that box for nothing else besides my music. Or whatever the case may be. But so yeah, basically I got to a point where I'm just like, I can't land a career for what I went to school for that allowed me to have financial freedom and live comfortably, and I'm back in a lower sector of work, and I'm not gonna do that. I've never seen myself, I guess, like, I've never seen myself doing that. My whole goal, I ain't gonna say my entire life, but since I found out about it and gained new interest into it and became inspired, something I aspired to do, but I became inspired, which was probably like 2016. I started out doing YouTube in 2016. Y'all probably don't even know that. That's when a lot of stuff was different back then. And I'm not gonna say it worked out for me. It didn't. As y'all can see, like, all the way up until now, I done had several different channels. Was starting out trying to get my music off the ground or whatever the case is. Had started getting bookings for shows, like just a whole bunch of stuff. Like I was building stuff. So I mean, I wish I could have got a chance to record a lot of that content back in that time, and I did. I do got videos. I might do some reaction videos to that old content that I had on those channels or whatever at that time, because it's giving cringy, it's giving ugh, whatever it's given. But I just thought the perfect time to start recording my journey was through everything that I was going through. I got tired of not having somebody to talk to, not having somebody who can comprehend and understand my situation, and listening to people who are extremely doubtful. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's another thing I've been experiencing. I've been experiencing people who they might not agree with the path that I'm choosing for myself, and they might not agree because they don't understand it, or whatever the reason might be. They might have good intentions and sometimes they might not, but whatever the case may be, I got to do what's best for me. And what I chose to do is to find a way to make residual income, finding a way to make passive income, so that way I can be a stay-at-home mom or whatever the case is. Because when you think about it, everything that I initially started was going to put me in a position to be at home with my child more. At the end of the day, doing all of this stuff, I'm going to be more family oriented. I'll be able to participate in a lot of things with my kid or whatever the case is, and just enjoy my life. And I also don't want to ruin my looks. I don't want to ruin my health and my mental before I'm the age of 30. I just don't think that. I always used to feel like females should be independent, get your own money, this, that, and the third, whatever. Don't depend on nobody. But that did not mean I meant to not be dependent on a man or not ask for help. You know, it just more so depend on your circumstances, I guess, if that make any type of sense or whatever the case is. But I definitely believe that women in general shouldn't have to work. I ain't gonna cap. But if they have a way to make, see, people let this go over their head. When you say a person shouldn't have to work, they think, oh, where the money gonna come from? And I can definitely understand that, because it's like, oh, you just want a person to stay at the house, they're not gonna have no income, like they're gonna be controlled. No, like, you know, start you up a business, find a way to make passive income while you got your provider taking care of everything, with the whooping, you handling everything at the house. It's the same shit. So this is where I got my idea from. I basically was like, I worked at an insurance company before. This was in 2022, before my contract ended. So from 2021 to 2022, I was working at this insurance company. And like I said to you guys, I was working in healthcare. I was building experience up in healthcare because that's something I took interest in. And as you guys know, working in healthcare, insurance is a really big part of healthcare. So getting that job, it kind of went over my head. I'm like, this is something I could be doing for the rest of my life. You get me? I enjoy helping people. I enjoy a whole bunch of shit on top of making hella money. And at that job that I had, I feel like that was a grown-up job for me, if I'm being honest, because I was making all my money up front or whatever the case was, and I was living comfortably, and I was able to help people. And I'm just like, I could do this by myself. So to make a long story short and bring it back to square one, I decided to try to get my life and health insurance license. And I felt like that was a multi-million-dollar plan. And that's what I was trying to tell people. I was like, y'all, I got this multi-million-dollar plan. I feel like it's going to work. This, that, and the third. I'm finna do this. And a lot of people, you know, they hear it, but they're not really of support because they probably don't understand. They don't have too much information on it, or they just feel like it's just not a good idea, period, for whatever the fuck reason. And like I said, I had to listen to myself. I had to do what's best for me. And I'm doing my research into this, and I'm like, you know, people make six figures to $1 million off of selling premiums. You get what I'm saying? And I'm not just saying I'm doing this to try to get rich. This is not a get rich quick scheme. Like, you get what I'm saying? I'm not here to promote that. And that's basically what I'm gonna be discussing along the way also, like how to become financially free and how to do what's best for you regardless of what other people think, because you gonna have to do that. If you don't, you're gonna regret it. I'd rather die knowing that I tried to do what was best for me versus die being regretful of the things that I couldn't do because I listened to other people and what they thought about it, or whatever the case is. But I decided to quit my jobs. We're gonna bring it all the way back because I feel like I'm rambling. I decided to quit all my jobs after I saved up a certain amount of money to know that I could cover my bills for a certain length of time, to be able to get that done and to start making the real income that I want to make for myself and do the things that I love and enjoy the most, or whatever the case is. And I felt like that was the way for me. And I knew that where I was, because y'all know I was staying with my mom, I knew that being there, I wasn't gonna be able to do that, or whatever the case was and stuff. It was just too much going on. Everybody got, you know, different things that they see for themselves, and they got different things as to why they might have to do stuff a certain type of way for themselves in their life, which might not be comprehended by some people, or whatever the case is, and require separation. So that's why I am where I am now, or whatever the case is, so I can definitely focus on that and get that done. Because like I said, I want passive income. Imagine being able to make money in your sleep. Like, that's a realistic thing. I will not continuously allow myself to stay where I am just because some people might feel like it's unrealistic and they don't want to support you, or people might believe that, oh, that's not something that's easily attainable, or whatever the case is, or like I said, it's realistic. There are people who make six figures on an everyday daily basis. You get what I'm saying? That's becoming a norm. Even statistics say it. Like, it's going to become a norm to where people are making six figures on an everyday daily basis. But you have to put your nose to the grindstone. You got to stay focused. You got to be the one to stay motivated. You can't listen to the outsiders. You got to, you know, push yourself. And that's the most important thing, on top of the most hardest thing ever when following this process. I feel like making this decision came with a lot of controversy. Like I said, I've been made this decision. What is so crazy is me making this decision. I feel like it was meant for me to make this decision, because a year ago, around the time that I quit my job, is when I took interest, realized it, did my research, and was like, this is what I'm gonna do. And what's crazy is the day that I quit my job was the same day last year that I took interest, did my research, and said this was what I was gonna do. And it just so happened that I'm actually taking initiative. Yes, it took a year, but I'm taking initiative on top of recording my journey. Like, you feel me? That's what I'm doing. So I'm just like, yo, this is a perfect way to make passive income. I enjoy helping people. I feel like people should take their health seriously, or at least prepare for what's to come later on down the line in life and stuff like that. And a lot of people tend not to do those things, or whatever the case is, until it's too late. And then your family is suffering, you're suffering, you don't have nothing. You know, like, all of that stuff is really important, or whatever the case is. And living comfortably is really important. So that's the update on my life. I am choosing to be a stay-at-home mom, which involves being an entrepreneur. I'm not just going to be broke. You got to have income coming in somewhere. I'm just like, I don't have a man right now. So I'm not going to say the gag. Yeah, the gag is I'm going to be living like as if I had a provider, but I don't, because I'm the provider, if that makes sense. Y'all don't take that the wrong way, because I don't got time for motherfuckers to be in my comments, oh, it's giving masculine energy, blah, blah, blah. No, it's not giving masculine energy. Basically, what I'm saying is I'm finna become a stay-at-home mom, wife, girlfriend, whatever you want to call it, but still making income. That's what I'm going to be doing without a man. That's just what it is. You know, it would be nice to have a provider. It would be nice to have a man, you know, this, that, and the third. All of that stuff would be nice, but that's just not the focus. Until that does happen, I'm going to be doing it by myself, if that makes sense, or whatever the case is. So I think that's super dope. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. I feel like I just been rambling. It's been a minute since I recorded a video. But that's the update on my life. Just choosing what's best for me, not letting somebody else hinder me based off of their thoughts or what they could not do. Like I said, a lot of people don't agree with what I'm doing. You know, they might seem like they support on the back end, but they really don't support. You get what I'm saying? Like, this is something that's realistic. Anybody that got more information about it, let me know in the comments or whatever, because this is definitely something I'm getting done. Like, I'm already almost through my program. Once I get my pre-certification, I'll be getting prepared to take the license. And then once I get my license, there's plenty of opportunities to pick from, and I've already went through it. So it's just like, it's not like it's something that's not possible or realistic or whatever when I got experience and I did my research. That's the goal. For me, I'm trying to become self-employed, make residual income, be a stay-at-home mom, be family-oriented, be able to cook more, do a whole bunch of stuff. I see myself doing a whole bunch of shit. Like I said, I'm an artist, I'm a business owner, or whatever the case is. I feel like I'm an influencer, you know what I'm saying? And a whole bunch of stuff, and I was meant to help people. That's just what it is, and live comfortably. I see that for myself. I can't tell nobody else how they need to live their life. I can't tell nobody else what they need to see for themselves, and that's what people get confused about when they hear about somebody else trying to attain something that seems so unattainable, or whatever the case is, especially based off of their situation. I've been working since I was 14, so it's not like I've never worked a job. I've worked since I was 14 years old. The first time I realized that I could even start making income, I immediately went and got that bag. Best didn't believe. And I thought it was a bag, but it wasn't even a bag. Like, that wasn't no money. $600 every 2 weeks wasn't no money. That was no money. So from that to where I am now, you could tell there was a major change and there's a major difference, or whatever the case is. Like, it's so much. I can tell stories all day long. Like, whatever it is that y'all want to know, I got a story about it. I'm pretty sure I do, or whatever the case is. But I've done that. Like I said, went to college, graduated high school a semester before my class. Like, everything on anything that you can fucking name, and it's not working. And I feel like God has bigger plans for me. I feel like I'm being rejected from jobs. I'm struggling. I'm having all these issues. So I'm just like, hey, being a creator, create you a job. You get what I'm saying? Since you can't get no fucking job, create you a job. And I know people like, it's hella job. I'm not finna work in hospitality. I'm not finna work in fucking retail. I'm not finna work in labor. I'm not finna do none of that. It's simple. I don't give a fuck how anybody feel about that shit. I don't care. And this is something that I want to set an example for my child, so he can know that whatever it is that he want to be, he can do that. If there's nothing hindering him that would cause him to have an automatic no, baby, go do it. I'm in full support for you, with you. I want you to be whatever it is that you want to be, and this is what I am showing him today, because I feel like kids deserve that. They need that, and it just is very inspirational, and it makes them want to push harder for their dreams and their future, or whatever the case is, and point them in the right direction. So that's what I'm showing him. I want to have residual income. I want passive income. I want to live comfortably. I want to be in my feminine. You feel me? I'm not saying I haven't been in my feminine, but I enjoy getting my nails done every 2 weeks. I enjoy getting my hair done. I enjoy sleeping. Y'all, anybody that know me know I enjoy sleeping. I will sleep all fucking day if I can. Period. I love to eat. I like to go places and eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like to do a whole bunch of stuff. I'm very adventurous, all of that, and it does cost money, but it's just like, if I can't get the money from the places I need to get it from, I'm finna create the money. That's where I'm at in my life. And I know that might sound crazy to a lot of people, but to me, it make a lot of sense at the end of the day. And I don't know how well this is gonna work out. I pray to God that I get my license. You know, I do. I really didn't want to be just speaking on this and then it don't happen, or whatever the case is, this, that, and the third, and blah, blah, blah. But I'm just like, yo, it is what it is. We finna do this. I already paid for it. I've been working on it. This is my fucking 5th time probably trying to do this. The first few times that I tried to do this, I just wasn't in the right space, and I wasn't around the right crowd. Didn't have the right things that I needed, and yeah. So that's where I'm at. I'm like, I keep getting rejected from all these jobs. These jobs not paying enough. And the reason I know they're not paying enough, because I'm a 2 or almost a 4 household family, because it's me and my son. So because of that, when trying to go get a place, it requires more income. They want 3 times the rent, which is damn near $4,000, $4,000 to $5,000 a month. or whatever the case is. I'm not somebody who works in clinicals or whatever the case is, so making that type of income is a little bit hard. I'm more so on the administrative side. I would have decided to work in clinicals, doing something clinically or whatever, but I didn't have the proper support for that. Like, I initially wanted to be a doctor, and I could have after I got my bachelor's degree or whatever the case was, but who was I gonna have to watch my son? You know what I'm saying? And that's something you got to be focused on. And you probably can't even work trying to become a doctor, because you got to be merely focused just on that. So it's like, where the money gonna come from? Because ain't nobody finna give me no money. And who was gonna watch my kid? I don't have that. Like, I am an active parent. I'm with my child 24/7 every day of the fucking week. Period. He's not dropped off with nobody. You know, so that's just that. So it's just like a lot of stuff that I wanted to do, even though I had the opportunity to do so, I really didn't have the opportunity to do so. And it was always, because of that, it always detoured me to do something along the lines of that, but in a different sector. And I just was like, okay, I'm always taking all these fucking detours. Maybe I need to do this for my life, just for it to be able to, just for those things to apply to what I'm actually talking about I'm doing right now. I always wanted to work for myself. I always wanted financial freedom. Didn't know how I was going to get there. I always wanted to fucking have my own clothing line. I always wanted to be an artist. And all of those things inquire being self-employed. That's what you are. And I'm just like, damn, well, shit. If that's the case, I might as well be a fucking stay-at-home person. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to consider it. Stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home person. That's what I'm doing. So and I got a chance to experience what that felt like. Being able to work from home, make residual income, live comfortably, and take care of your family, and go wherever the hell it is you want to go, travel. I even got a chance to speak to an insurance agent, and they was like, this was the best decision that they made for themselves. Dude told me, he was like, he used to work in a hospital too. He did some of the same things that I did, which was so crazy. And I'm like, at that time, the job that I have, I was doing exactly what he was doing, because I was trying to get some insurance. So it was just so funny that I'm doing the same thing that he's doing, and I'm getting insurance from him. If that make any type of sense. I was laughing. So I was just like, you know, he was like, what it is that you do? And I was like, yeah, we do this, we do that. And he was like, oh yeah, we do the same thing. He was like, I'm gonna tell you, I worked in a hospital, and it was hard for me. I felt like I missed 2 years of my son's life, or whatever the case is, because, you know, working in a hospital, that's 24/7, 7 days a week. They always open, they never close, and they always need somebody. That's just what it is. You know, and you think that you're doing something that's best for you. You think you done finally made it. You done reached the goals that you said you would, and you done got everything that you ever wanted. But sometimes that's just not it. Even when I was there, even when I was working in the hospital, like, I knew this wasn't my last destination, because you could tell when I got there. It just, you know, it wasn't exactly what... It wasn't exactly what I was... I ain't gonna say that I was expecting, because going to college, they did tell us it's not what you think it is, or whatever. So don't get your hopes up, or whatever, because working in healthcare... it's cutthroat. Yeah, everybody want to save people, everybody want to help people, but it ain't what you think it is. And he was just like, yeah, it was just a lot, you know. It was causing problems between him and his wife and stuff. So when he decided to work in insurance, to get his insurance license, it helped him more. He was able to spend time with his son more. Him and his wife gets along more. They travel a lot. They got hella income. Like, it's dope. And I've went to hella meetings, and people say the same thing. You know, people are making about 20, 30K off of this shit. And I'm just like, I want 20 or 30K in a month, not a year. There's people making 20K in a year, not a month. That's struggling. I'm not finna keep being poor. I don't want to be poor. You get what I'm saying? I don't see that for myself. That's why I did everything that I did, because I have a son. So it really pushed me to, you know, go ahead and get shit done. I'm like, I'm not finna keep doing this. Why would I do that? Why would I do that to my child? Like, no, that's what I'm looking at. I want to be able to provide my child with a sustainable lifestyle. That's just what it is at the end of the day. And I don't think there's anything wrong with seeing better for yourself. You know, some people might feel like, oh, you just trying to keep up with the Joneses. You just want this, you just want that. So wanting better for myself is keeping up with the Joneses. Wanting to live a certain type of way is trying to keep up with the Joneses, when this is realistic shit on an everyday, daily basis. And then I had to take in consideration that I was working around people making 6 figures. And these people had nice cars, Corvettes, Teslas, like, you get what I'm saying? Big ass, beautiful houses. Like, this was realistic. So if every time I hear a motherfucker be like, oh, you're trying to keep up with the job, I'm gonna be like, shut the fuck up. Because you don't know what you're talking about. If anything, it sounds like you're speaking from a place of not having and not being able to attain, which is why you think the way that you think. Because you don't even have the opportunity, or you don't even know where to start to get those things. So you decide to put somebody else down for who you decide to put somebody else down who actually sees that for themselves, and they had a little taste of that, so now they want to go get that. I don't see nothing wrong with that. If you see yourself living comfortably, living in a nice big beautiful house, nice cars, or whatever the case is, debt free, you know what I'm saying, traveling, being at home with your kids, or whatever it is that you see for yourself, do it. Whatever it is that you see for yourself that makes you happy, do it. By all means, do it. Like, dead serious. I feel like I had more stuff to talk about. If I do, I'll probably make a separate video, but that's it, y'all. This is just a little quick update. I know I've been gone for 2 months, and I just want to give y'all some insight on what's been going on with me and stuff, and I hope you guys still here with me. I don't want y'all to give up on me or whatever, because I know I've been a little bit inconsistent, but it's okay. We all have some inconsistency sometimes, and we need to recoup and rebrand and stuff. That's just a part of life. Even if you're not an influencer, even if you're not, you know, becoming an entrepreneur, you always have to get yourself together and rebrand yourself. It's always time and opportunity, place and opportunity for change and growth at the end of the day, you know, depending on the circumstances, where you are in your life, what you're trying to do for yourself. And I think what I'm trying to do for myself requires a lot of things. You know, I'm tired of being burnt out. I don't like dead end jobs. I've experienced what it's like to make good income. At least, you know, it obviously people who make way more money than what I was making would say that's not no money. You know, $43,000, y'all, that's not a year. That's not no money. You know, $30,000 a year, that's not no money. Like, we not finna sit here and be unrealistic about that. And me being the age that I am, y'all, I'm only 24 and I'm talking like this, and the fact that I'm only 24, finna be 25 in a month, or whatever the case is, people don't enjoy hearing those things come out my mouth, because it's almost like I've been here for probably like 40 years and I'm only 24. And it's like, how are you talking like this and I'm older than you? Well, I'm sorry if you couldn't see this bullshit and you decided to stay stagnant and stay where the fuck you is, and you're older than me. You know, no offense to nobody, but I hate people who try to rain on your parade and try to infuse doubt or whatever. So that's just what it's been for me. I made this decision for me. It's a lot of reasons behind why I made this decision. I felt like it was the best decision, and it only makes sense. And I pray to God that everything turns out the way it's supposed to, because I know what I see for myself. I am financially free. I have abundance, and I'm at peace. That's what I say to myself, or whatever the case is. And you should say it too. You are financially free, you have abundance, and you are at peace and stuff. You know, wake up every day and tell yourself affirmations. Wake up every day and tell yourself that you smart, you beautiful, you know, you're hardworking, you're driven, you're gonna get it by any means necessary, whatever that means and stuff. Handle your business. That's all I can say. So hopefully this video made sense. It's been a minute, but your girl is back. I'm gonna record some content. I'm gonna try my best. I don't know what y'all want to see from me in this process, but I'm gonna just keep doing what I've been doing, making videos and keeping y'all up to date and stuff. But I just wanted to let y'all know that I am okay, just in case if y'all was worried, because it has been 2 months since I made a freaking video. So yeah, Lit Squad, peace out, love you guys.